Is In the Know for Wednesday, September 15, the 258th day of 2021. There are 107 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station, 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast, on Facebook Watch, on YouTube Live, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we will update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, around the county, around the Commonwealth, and around the country. We will tell you when the busiest travel day of the rest of the year is going to be. We already know that. We're also being told when you should buy your Christmas gifts. We already know that. And we will also tell you about a special called meeting of the Grayson County School Board last night, what schools look like going forward, that and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay. It's a wet Wednesday.
It is nasty outside. Yeah. You love fall.
I do.
Yes, you even have some new fall decor
that I'm waiting to put out.
That's patiently staging over in a portion of the house where you're saying, as soon as I get the go-ahead or the high sign, it's waiting. Going out. What are the best parts of fall to you?
I like the temperatures.
Yeah.
I love the colors.
Changing colors of the leaves are very popular. Seasonal smells. Fall has a certain smell.
Yeah.
Like a harvest kind of smell, cooler weather. 65% of those polled agree that they get extremely excited when it's sweater weather and can't wait to dress in layers this fall.
Sweater or sweatshirt?
Sweater. This says sweater weather. Yeah, I'd rather it to be a hoodie or something like that. Say good morning and welcome back, very special agent Natalie Tall. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for rowing your boat all the way to
here.
Our studios. I have a bit of good news for you this morning.
Oh, what is it?
You're going to live a long time.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you smile a lot.
Oh,
you have you're a smiler,
you do.
right?
I am a smiler.
You're a smiler. You have a beautiful smile. You enjoy smiling, and the research says that if you want to live longer, smile more. The broader your smile and the deeper the creases around your eyes when you grin, the longer you are likely to live. After looking at the smiles of 230 people in photos taken in the 1950s, they figured out that those who had genuine full smiles lived on average 7 years longer than people who do not smile.
Oh, what about how deep your dimples are? Does that have anything to do with it?
I'm pretty sure that's a quality of life aspect. So
that is because they're huge.
The smiling is the longevity. The dimples would be a quality of life. So this begs the question, Natalie, what will you do with your extra 7 years that you're going to get?
Who knows? Who knows?
Hard to know.
Yeah.
You spent some of 1 year yesterday leading the lead class.
I did.
Should I say teaching the lead, or because
Leading the lead, teaching
the
the
lead
lead.
seems odd. Leading the lead seems a little bit redundant,
Talking
but
to the lead.
you were leading chamber members yesterday, and
I
you all had to
was.
scramble last minute. You were going to do in
did.
person, and so
We were going to do in person, and we scrambled, and we did virtual, and we had 17 people with us. So I thought that was great.
okay. Good
Yeah.
nuggets of information for
Yes.
people on
Yeah.
good PR,
Good PR,
bad
PR,
PR,
good.
bad.
Marketing, yes.
I
Do
should,
good.
I'm glad I could help you out, give you some really nuggets of information there. Heavy rain at times today, in case you haven't noticed. About 7:20, 7:30 this morning, it was just a deluge on the south side of Litchfield, ponding on streets. You've seen some flash flood warnings come and go this morning, especially southwest Grayson County, and then moving across the southern swath. It's been worse on that half. But we'll see heavy rain at times today, clusters of heavy and strong thunderstorms at times, and some breaks mixed in. Going to be a little bit muggy today as well. I think that here between the lakes, we may not get to above 80. Regionally, the high is forecasted at 83, but we may get 79, could tick 80 in certain areas. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 68, partly cloudy and a high of 84. For tomorrow, we have been, the royal we, collectively, we have all been hearing for the last several weeks that vaccination boosters are likely at some point in time, maybe let's say 6, 7, 8 months beyond your initial vaccination period. But we are hearing now that the FDA experts are among a group who are opposing that idea, at least for now. They're opposing a U.S. booster shot plan. The average person doesn't need a COVID-19 booster yet, which is according to an international group of scientists, including 2 top U.S. regulators who wrote in a medical journal this week. Now, this is your average. This is your average person who's been vaccinated. People who have underlying health issues or are maybe immunocompromised, some of them have already received a booster. But I'm seeing varying information on how long your antibodies are lasting in this process, on whether it is, I think your antibodies would last longer between Pfizer and Moderna, and you get different reports from different people, but they're still trying to sort this out on whether you will need a booster, because this is about the point in time when a month ago, the Biden administration said that it was likely that they would start recommending to implement those. And some of the experts, quote unquote experts, if you believe them, say we don't need to do that just yet. Heard an interesting story yesterday that Moderna is actually working on a flu shot booster combo. So, a lot of people who get a flu shot historically, if they said, well, we need a booster. And by the way, I was also told yesterday from what I deem a reliable source that, and I'm sure there are contradictory reports, but it's like there are contradictory reports on everything. But I was under the impression that if you got Pfizer originally, you would have to have a Pfizer booster. And I'm not sure that could be the case. Like if you wanted to say, I want the flu shot and I want a COVID booster, but you could alternate between Pfizer and Moderna, but you couldn't say alternate between Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer, because it's the Johnson & Johnson is not the RNA, the mRNA vaccine. Right. So anyway, it's kind of, lots of information out there. And eventually you just have to decide what's best for you. Between you and your doctor, kind of have to decide what it is that you need to do. But we're seeing vaccination rates jump up just a little bit because people are realizing how critical it is in our cases. And we're also entering a time of year where the flu historically will start to return to communities. It's fast approaching. Kentucky saw a 99% drop in cases from a year earlier last year. It was because of the distancing and because of masks. Flu was basically non-existent. But as we have changed our behaviors over the last few months, for many people, the flu will likely, the unvaccinated people right now have gone the vaccinated people have returned in large part back to their normal routines, which then make them more vulnerable again to influenza strands that might be prevalent this year. So something to consider. But the flu numbers for last year were just amazingly low. And it says to me, stay away from people in the winter. Stay inside. Can we just FaceTime instead of have to meet? That'd be nice. Latest COVID-19 numbers: 4,030 new COVID cases reported yesterday by Kentucky government officials. 24 more coronavirus-related deaths. The positivity rate is at 13.45 as of yesterday, which is down from 13.7 on Monday. Kentucky ranks behind only Tennessee for its daily rate of new cases per capita. And there are now 8,000, just less than 8,100 deaths in Kentucky. There are currently 2,514 Kentuckians hospitalized, and there are 428 on ventilators. So those numbers are pretty steady from the day before. Grayson County Health Department, though, Josh Embry, the public health director, 2 days after issuing a warning about an increase in pediatric cases, yesterday afternoon they said 14 new deaths have been recorded since August 25th. Josh said, since August 25th, we've reported 14 deaths to the state. I mean, when you're talking about, think about that, a number that had been in the 60s total since the beginning. Go back to the very first one, and then, we stayed in single digits for a long time, and then we got into, a couple of dozen. But by and large, Grayson County was able to keep our number. Any is too many, but we were keeping them at a rate that wasn't consistent with what we might have been seeing otherwise. But just in a 2-week period, for there to be 14 should be eye-opening and attention-getting for those who are skeptical about the concerns. So yesterday, Grayson County reported 61 new COVID cases, which is tied for 15th in the state, and it's raising the county's rate of occurrence to 156.8, which is extremely too high. So continuing to plead with people to do things differently. The Grayson County School Board met yesterday afternoon in special session briefly, basically gavelled into session to ratify their COVID protocols plan, and then later issued a statement that basically said that they would continue to require masking for students, staff, and visitors, which, yesterday morning, if you're part of the show, I didn't see any way around that. I think it's the right move.
Absolutely.
Now is not the time to be doing something different until, certainly until we can get some control over this. I also believe this is, I know most of the school board members, and I know the superintendent, and I assure you, they don't want staff, students, educators, anyone wearing a mask any longer than they need or have to. There aren't any of them who said, I just think we should do this because we need to scare people. They're doing this out of what health officials are telling them, and it just makes good sense right now. So I applaud them for the decision, because now is not the time to be trial and erroring it or just saying, do what you want to do, everyone will be okay. Now, the other COVID protocols, they're very lengthy and they're very detailed, and probably people don't care as much about those because it's the mask issue that seems to have the most amount of people angered or riled up. But as of yesterday afternoon, there were about 56% of school systems had voted to follow suit and follow the governor's request to use masks in schools. But we were on the 5th day that school systems had to make decisions. And so now it's like 90 out of however many, so it's a large number, and you'll see more continue to do that. So that's kind of where we are with that. A Hardin County roadway has been dedicated to a Kentucky state trooper killed in the line of duty. The city of Elizabethtown dedicated a road off New Glendale Road that runs between State Police Post 4 headquarters and the new East Hardin Middle School in honor of Trooper Cameron Ponder, who was killed on September 13th back in 2015. The KSP Post 4's new address is now 954 Cameron Ponder Drive. I think it's a good move.
That's nice.
It is nice.
I saw Attorney General Cameron was there for the dedication ceremony. Attorney General Cameron, also from Hardin County, and knows a lot of the folks around there. Ponder, who is age 31, he was shot to death during a high-speed pursuit in Lyon County when the man he was pursuing, Joseph Thomas Johnson Shanks, hit his brakes, causing Ponder to crash into him, and then that man then opened fire, shooting 11 times into Ponder's vehicle. So we are also hearing this morning that the house fire early Saturday morning on West Market in Litchfield has been ruled arson by the State Police Arson Investigation Team. The blaze, which was discovered by LPD officer DJ Newton, caused extensive damage to the residents and came close to inflicting damage to an adjacent home. No one was in the home when police and firefighters arrived on the scene. Fire Chief Tim Duval said Tuesday that 2 mattresses in separate rooms of the upstairs of the home were set on fire. The arsonist, though, closed the door to one of the rooms, and which took a lot of the oxygen out of the room and put out the fire, which also preserved some evidence and gave them better understanding for what was going on. So it's a rental property and being handled by the State Police Arson Investigation Team. The world's longest cave system is adding 8 miles. So when you thought it couldn't get any longer, the longest in the world, there's 8 more miles of Mammoth Cave. The additional mileage was mapped and documented by the Cave Research Foundation. It brings the total length of the cave system to 420 miles.
Wow.
The announcement highlighted the park's recognition of National Day of Service and its longtime partnership with the nonprofit foundation. Natalie, how many miles of Mammoth Cave, of the 420, how many have you explored?
It's like probably exactly 1. I don't even know.
I got as far as Fat Man's Misery and had to turn around and come back. I said, I don't have any intentions of being miserable. You can't make me do it. Angered fans at the U of L EKU game have prompted changes for upcoming games being held at the, that's just Cardinal Stadium now because they took the pizza name off of it, so it's not that anymore. Louisville's football team won on the field on Saturday, but kind of lost the public relations battle. It goes back to the lead class.
They should have come to my class.
Had some negative public relations on Saturday. They didn't have their credit card machines didn't work. Their ticket scanners didn't work very well. Vince Tyree said they were dealing with a labor shortage, that they had people coming as far away as Indianapolis and Nashville to help provide security. And they normally need, I think he told me they needed 450 people normally to work a game, and they had about 275 on staff. And so he said one of the differences that they will be facing this week when Central Florida comes to town is that they won't be competing with the Michael Bublé concert, which was at the Yum Center. So the Yum Center was having their concert, which was competing with the Cardinal football game. And so there were a lot of people that they would normally rely on to work at the game that were helping people at the concert. So I guess more people want to see work for Michael Bublé than they do for Vince Tyree. But they'll get a chance to right their wrongs on Friday as the rare college football Friday night game happens this week for U of L. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
This Saturday, Coach Stoops and the Cats battling out of Conferenceville at Kroger Field. Tennessee Chattanooga Mocs and your Kentucky Wildcats. Touchdown! Kentucky!
The Cats on K105 are brought to you by Scotty's Contracting. Tune in to Countdown to Kickoff 9 a.m. Saturday on K105.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the Jed Foundation.
Hear that? Is that America cheering or a sausage patty sizzling to perfection? It's time to cheer for Egg McMuffin and fresh cracked eggs at McDonald's. It's time to wake up to the aroma of freshly baked biscuits and treat yourself to a real honest-to-goodness morning meal. Breakfast, it's on at McDonald's. Choose any breakfast sandwich, buy one, get one free. Available only on the app. Price and participation may vary. McD app download and registration required. Single item at regular price.
hello. You're a really big fish.
Here's your trash.
What?
All the stuff you dumped on the ground washed down the storm drain and straight into my home.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Don't let it happen again, or else.
It's time we all did our part to stop polluting Kentucky's waterways. To find out how you can help, visit stormwater.ky.gov. Brought to you by the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet.
Take your remodeling project to the next level and transform an ordinary space into an extraordinary one with Masonite doors and atrium windows from Future Designs. With Masonite and Atrium, you get countless design options that give you unmatched flexibility, energy-efficient glass choices, hardware, and more. So don't just remodel, transform with Masonite doors and atrium windows built around you. Start your transformation at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
A report says Facebook has its own studies about how they make teens feel, and it's not good. Wall Street Journal says Facebook's own studies over the past 3 years said among teens who reported suicidal thoughts, 13% of British users and 6% of American users traced the issue to Instagram. 32% of teen girls said that when they felt bad about their bodies, Instagram made them feel worse, and 14% of boys in the U.S. said Instagram made them feel worse about themselves. Xiaomi has given us a peek at their version of some smart glasses. Unlike Facebook's just released smart shades that basically just take photos, with Xiaomi's you can make and receive phone calls, read texts, get translations, and navigate directions all on the micro LED display built into the right lens. Xiaomi given no word on pricing or availability. Kroger's is teaming up with Instacart, and they say you can have a full selection of groceries and other essentials delivered in as little as 30 minutes. Tech Report, Larry Olson, NBC.
I'm a traveler. Oh, I'm a traveler. I couldn't tell you, honey. I don't know where I'm going, but I've got to go.
Today is Google.com day. So, I mean, who says Google.com? But there's a reason that it's specified. Google was founded September 4, 1998, but it was registered as a domain name this day in 1997. So,
wow.
That's why Google.com was registered this date 24 years ago today, which is a long time. Alphabet's grown into a big old company. I mean, between Google and YouTube alone, in addition to their other brands. It's also Caregivers Day today. Caregivers playing a very important role in many different areas and walks. You know, the caregivers, when you go to places and provide care, there are caregivers that come into your home and provide care. So it's very, very important work. We are hearing that they can already predict what the busiest travel day and days of the upcoming holiday season will be. You know, a lot of Americans, even though the Delta variant is there, Americans kind of have adapted, or they've made plans or workarounds or whatever it might be to try to get to something closer to what would be considered a norm. 32% of travelers aren't even taking the Delta variant into account when making their travel plans. Seems American travelers are adapting to pandemic-related uncertainties and are increasingly ready to roll with the punches in terms of making trip adjustments. The busiest travel days surrounding Thanksgiving will be Monday, November 15th, with Wednesday, November 24th coming in second. The busiest travel days for Christmas will be December 23rd, with the Sunday afterward as most popular for return travel. Christmas on a Saturday this year? I think that's right.
Yes.
You get into one of those, well, I was going to be off on Saturday anyway, you know. So
right?
Now it's usually best when Christmas lands on a Thursday.
I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, really the whole week is shot.
Right.
Because, I mean, Christmas
Eve.
Who wants to work on Christmas Eve? And then you say, oh, well, somebody wants to have Christmas early. They want to get meat on Tuesday. How's lunchtime sound good? Yeah. Sorry, got to take off that whole day, too. It's gonna be rough to do. We Americans have gotten really good at stretching out our holidays and our holiday celebrations.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's the whole ideology of going to a 4-day work week is because in about 10 years, we'll all be thinking we only need to work 3.5 days. Like, oh, I've worked really hard this week. I can't work 4 solid days. What? I'm not your mule. I need some downtime.
What do you mean 10 years from now? I feel like that now.
Well, I might feel like that. I just don't have a reasonable argument.
I don't either.
Our expectations will have, because just in my lifetime, we've gone from, and probably, the next generation up probably knows when we worked 6 days a week. And in an agrarian society, farmers work 7 days a week. It's never ending. Mm-hmm. And as a result, farm operations and the old adage of a mother's work is never done and everybody has to be fed and on and on. So we've just gradually, if you think about it, we've gone from down to having a 6-day work week. Now we're down to a 5, and now we're in 4. And I'm just saying it won't be long. And it's like, you can't. There's no way you should expect that I should work more than 3.5 days a week.
I'm not sure where the half comes in.
I was wondering.
Well, because, we better knock off early because we're not going to do much this afternoon because we can see quitting time from here. So we're just going to slow walk this in. People who are required to be on the clock on Friday afternoons, they're not doing anything anyway. It's like, well, you are. I'm not pointing my finger at anyone in particular. I'm pointing my finger at all of yous.
Every one of yous.
Including selves. I get it. I understand. Supply chain problems that stymied retailers and clogged U.S. ports this year are expected to continue into 2022 as Delta variant effects linger. That means shoppers face potential delays in retailers replenishing everything from video games to clothing, especially during the upcoming holiday season. Scott Price, who's the international president for shipping giant UPS, he said, I half-jokingly tell people, order your Christmas presents now because otherwise on Christmas Day, there may be just a picture of something that's not coming until February or March.
Oh, wow.
We know how hard it's been to get certain items and materials, and then if you have even a touch of the procrastination gene, your problems can be compounded as a result of there being, shipping delays and such. So
yeah, I'm the worst. I last minute Christmas shop. Yeah. So I'll be the one wrapping up a photo.
Half and half. I'm like, I start early, but only for like 3 people. And then I'm like, I've got a great start. And then Christmas Eve, I'm like, woo, everybody else on my list.
Gotta go.
The 3 easiest people.
Yeah,
you get started with them earlier and get them knocked out. And then you're still dealing with,
Are they kids?
No.
Oh.
Kids are the easiest to buy
agree.
for. I mean,
I could do that all day long.
because toys, right? But I mean,
Right?
toys may be harder to find. Certain toys might be harder to find this year as well. But when you go in a store, I look and I can always find something for Alea, right? I mean, she'd love that, and whoa, that'd be cool.
Right.
And I guess it's the kid in me that's coming out and saying, "Oh, I
And
want
our
that." and I
house
want that.
reflects that.
I try to
sure.
shop at local craft shows, and so I think of most of the time you see things for adults, or I do
That's
anyways.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
And so I try to get some of those, knocked out there. So really, the kiddos are what I have left.
See, that's why you're the queen of the homemakers over there. Because you got those homemaker strategies
got a
going
little
on,
strategy
craft
going on there,
shows and
yeah.
all that. I see what you're doing over there. Hershey's 2021 holiday lineup is incredible. Classic Hershey's Kisses will be available this year in Grinch foil.
No.
Okay.
Harper refers to those as giant chocolate chips.
Giant chocolate chips.
I love that.
That's very.
It is, but when she asked me for some of those big old chocolate chips, I was like, "What is she talking about?" And then she was like, "Mom, they're wrapped up in that shiny stuff," and I was like, "A
shiny
Hershey's
stuff,
Kiss."
yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. So
I love her.
Yeah. So a giant chocolate chip.
Just wait till she sees that commercial at Christmas where all those giant chocolate chips do that dance.
The jingle bell. Yeah.
They do the bell thing, but they're look at those chocolate chips dancing. Kit Kats are coming out with a gingerbread flavor.
Ooh.
Reese's Cups will now be available in a peanut brittle flavor. And the sugar cookie Hershey's Kisses will now come in a full-size chocolate bar version. Additionally, snowflake-shaped York peppermint patties, mini Heath bars, and Snowball Whoppers will be hitting shelves for the holiday season.
Okay, so how do you feel about that?
Well, are Snowball Whoppers giant Whoppers?
I don't know.
Because if, like, in Harper Tall's world,
Yeah.
if they're just larger version of the normal Whoppers, I think I would be okay with that. You know?
But if they're like the Little Debbie Snowball, like
Oh no, I wouldn't know.
yeah, I didn't think you would.
No, I wouldn't eat a snowball like in those that you buy at the store. They don't look good at all.
I didn't think so.
Do you disagree, Natalie? You like the snowballs?
I mean, I have met very few Little Debbie cakes that I don't like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I don't think that I would just go and be like, I think I'm going to eat that snowball today. But, like, if you came to me and you were like, hey, I have this snowball. Would you like one? I would eat it without a second thought.
Sure. Starving Man, Stranded Island. Me and the snowball are going to be good friends. But me looking in the aisles at the store trying to pick all of the snack cakes, I'm going, oh no. I mean, Snowball's going to be down here maybe 24, 25.
And I just don't purchase them at all because if I do, I eat the whole box.
Sure.
So they have to stay away from my house.
I can't think of the names now. Basically the Nutter Butters, but it's the wafers dipped in chocolate, the twin.
Yeah.
Nutty Buddies.
Nutty Buddies.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Nutty Buddies. Yeah. They can't stay at my house because
they're
Dustin and Harper are always like, I thought we had Nutty Buddies. I'm like, maybe we did.
We might
maybe
have.
we didn't.
There's a chance. I'm not interested in peanut brittle Reese's.
No,
Norma.
I didn't. I made a yucky face at that.
Yeah. Leave those things alone.
Yeah, they're perfect the way they are.
I'm not really going to be interested in that. All right. What else do we need to learn about? Oh, the new iPhone has been unveiled. So
there's already another new
100% iPhone users here on the show today. The iPhone 13 has been introduced. I wonder if it will sell better or worse because of the unlucky status of the number 13. Will people think, I don't want a 13 iPhone because I don't want to stay on the 13th floor of a hotel or etc. Apple has officially announced the high-end half of the iPhone 13 lineup, the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. They've got a faster A15 Bionic chip, 3 all-new cameras, and an improved display with up to a 120 hertz ProMotion high refresh rate that can go as bright as 1,000 nits. Well, I don't know how much a nit is, but 1,000 of them.
I was just getting ready to say, I don't know what any of that means.
When you put 1,000 of anything together, it has to be sizable.
Fantastic.
Sorry, when I hear knit, it is not anything related to that, I'm pretty sure.
Right, yeah. Like the school nurse made a discovery in the classroom.
My mother is a school nurse.
I thought my first thought was a bug.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want that many knits.
Well,
Too many.
We could have been harvesting those in elementary schools and selling them to Apple.
Gosh.
For all these...
Missed out, man. Missed out.
All these years. The iPhone 13 Pro will start at $999. That's $999, not $9.99. The iPhone 13 Pro Max will start at $1099. Again, just less than $1,100. Both will be available to order on Friday, and they start shipping September 24th. So you can order them day after tomorrow, and you can have one by next Friday if you want one. I am reading some of the research that I saw is the iPhone 14. They're already looking ahead to 14, which is going to be the next big change in iPhone. And one of the things that apparently is going away is the notch in the top of the screen. So if you have an iPhone, if you have one of the newer ones, the 11s or 12s, you still have a notch, which is the earpiece, you hear out of that. And that's also where the forward-facing camera is. Apparently they're doing that. They're going to get rid of that where it's all screen. And then there will be some processor changes and some other breakthroughs for the iPhone in the 14. Lots of nits. Apparently 2,000 nits is what they're...
Listen, I know this is not an Apple problem, but I am still super salty that you can't get a $1 phone anymore. You know, you used to be able to go like when you renew your contract, and you could get like the old version for like $1 and like be done, like $1.10.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to tell me I was getting a deal by it being on my bill every month. No, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody could address that.
Yes.
That'd be great.
You can get a phone for $1. It's called an iPhone 4.
I may have one in the office.
Yeah, there's probably a stack of them around here somewhere. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Natalie Tall is our guest co-host today. Hang around here on In the Know.
It's your man Buffalo Steel from the world famous Nappy Roots, and I got a message for you. Never underestimate you. Never underestimate you.
The Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship provides free tuition for Kentuckians who want to earn a degree in a high-demand career field. Go to workreadyky.com to learn more, or give them a call at 833-711-WRKS.
Fueled by the Kentucky Lottery.
Never underestimate you.
Attention Medicaid members, get your first COVID vaccine shot September 6th through 30th and become eligible to win a 4-day, 3-night vacation to the most magical place ever in Orlando, Florida. 20 vacations will be given away and each includes airfare, accommodations, and park passes. To enter and for more details, visit KAHP.org. That's KAHP.org. This message is sponsored by the Kentucky Association of Health Plans. Visit KAHP.org and get the shot, Kentucky.
Your annual homecoming tailgate party was a rousing success. You caught up with your weird cousin Phil. You and your buddy Dave were crowned cornhole champions. Your famous potato salad drew rave reviews. The home team even won. But the best part was what didn't happen. You didn't drive home buzzed. You got a ride home from your cousin Phil, who may be weird, but also definitely sober. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
There are moments when doors of opportunity open. Moments when barriers are broken. Moments when you're called to provide hope for someone in need. Moments when you harness something deep inside. Moments when you're drawn to a cause greater than yourself. Moments when champions are born. At the University of Kentucky, this is who we are. This is what we do.
Every time it rains, think about what goes down the storm drains. Everything that's on the ground. Trash, cigarette butts, motor oil, paint. All of it washes directly into our streams, rivers, and lakes. It's very simple. If you want to keep enjoying Kentucky's waterways and protect them for your children, we all need to help keep them clean. To find out what you can do, visit stormwater.ky.gov. Brought to you by the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet.
A setback last week saw the Grayson County Cougars fall at home to Butler County. Now their attention turns to the ones that count as Graves County makes their second ever trip to Litchfield. Can the Cougs bounce back, or will the Eagles keep on flying? I'm Sam Gormley. Join me Friday night for all of the action live from Cougar Stadium. Coverage begins with the Locker Room Show at 6:30. Watch live via K105 Digital Productions or listen live on K105.
We don't want you on our team. You're too slow and fat.
This is weight bias.
Don't you care how you look?
Those with the serious disease called obesity face weight bias every day.
You're not the right fit for this job.
And blame themselves.
I wish I was different.
Weight bias hurts.
Let's stop weight bias.
Be part of the solution.
Go to stopweightbias.com. A public service message from Obesity Action Coalition.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms will remain in the forecast through the afternoon into this evening. Some of these thunderstorms can produce some very heavy rain, which can lead to additional flooding across parts of the area. Drier conditions are expected later on tonight. From the Wave 3 News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Anderson.
Did you know our show has 2.5 times the nits of any other show? Glad you're listening today. Did you know ABBA is the only palindromic musical act to have a palindromic hit in a palindromic genre. ABBA had a number one hit with SOS in the pop category.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I wonder if they planned it that way. Or if they just happened to end up there. I don't know. Is the Tall household consumers of the Jeopardy program?
The Tall household makes bets on Jeopardy.
Ooh, awesome.
We keep score.
Okay, good.
It gets intense.
Do you start for me, Wheel of Fortune is the appetizer.
Yeah.
Like I get
100%.
I get fired up on Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm mentally prepared to step up to the entree, which is Jeopardy.
100%.
Okay. So then you were probably as shocked as I was the beginning of this week when Wheel of Fortune, they changed their set. It doesn't look like it's on a stage anymore. They've changed their theme music of things. Pat no longer does the final spin. The one good thing is on the triple toss-up. If you get all three, you get a bonus amount. Like the triple toss-up, if you get all three of them now, you get $10,000, which is a good thing. But the music is...
See, now I didn't catch
The
it.
music is not good. It's very vibrant. Like the colors are very vibrant. I'm not sure I like it.
Well, now listen, they can change Wheel of Fortune all they want, but when they start, losing Alex Trebek was tragic enough. If they start messing with the set of Jeopardy,
they've made slight changes to it. It's making me wonder, though. So if you've watched Jeopardy this week, Mike Richards is carrying himself differently than he did when he was the guest host. You can tell when these 5 shows that we're seeing this week were shot, you can tell that he's embattled. There's just a difference in his tone. And I was curious to know when he got canned and they moved on, would we ever see these 5 episodes?
Oh, yeah.
But see, because of the returning champion about to set the record, they can't, he's at as of yesterday, $687,000. They can't afford to not show those shows because there's context to the show every day. So they couldn't shelve them. I'm just telling you, I see something different in the glimmer of Mike Richards' eyes in these shows than I saw in the earlier ones. You can just tell there's a weight on him. And so some people are blaming some of the Wheel of Fortune changes on him, because he was the executive producer of both those shows, and so wondering how much of those will be. But one funny tweet that I saw about it was, she said, "My husband dislikes the new Wheel of Fortune soundboard so much, he logged into his Twitter to his 23 follower account to see if others felt the same." If you never use Twitter, but something maddens you to the point that you have to go check it, you know that you've been impacted in some way.
Well, I'll tell you, Jeopardy at our house, Harper hates it so much because when we play Jeopardy, we are in it.
It's cutthroat.
Yeah. Harper's like, "Mommy, I'm hungry." I'm like, "You'll have to wait. Mommy's keeping score."
The loser doesn't get dinner.
Hates it.
If you lose on Jeopardy, you don't get any supper.
We God love her. We just ignore her. Everything shuts down in our house whenever Jeopardy is on.
Well, then you all also realized when they kicked off the season on earlier this week, Johnny Olson also said on Monday, and for the first time from the Alex Trebek stage, they have renamed the Jeopardy stage to the Alex Trebek stage, and it will be referred to that going forward. So it's kind of it's just there was a period of time, and I guess we'll find out Monday what it looks like. But over the last month or so, I thought they had just about put that show in the ditch when they were handed a perfectly, it was one of the best cars you could have. Just take good care of it. It's been well maintained. It's going down the road, barreling at a safe, good speed. And then they almost have piled it up in the ditch, which would make me mad because I clearly like it. Can you tell?
Yeah. Listen, I'm with you.
Good. Disney Plus has listed their new specials that are dropping in time for Halloween. The Lego Star Wars Halloween special. Bring it. It's probably not going to be anything I'll like, but you put Legos and Star Wars together, and I know a 5-year-old and I who are going to be watching it. The Muppets Haunted Mansion special. Yeah.
Okay. And I'll probably be watching that at my house.
This would be good. A Just Beyond series. So, okay. Just Beyond. That's not R.L. Stein, is it?
Give me some Hocus Pocus.
Right?
Oh, Hocus Pocus. I mean,
can't.
it's gonna be on Freeform like 25 times.
I know. I have no room for new Halloween shows in my repertoire.
Really? You're all about the Sanderson
I'm about
sisters?
the Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
And that's about it.
And then Disney Plus's 2021 Halloween collection, Hocus Pocus, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Halloween Town. Halloween Town's good.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I like it too.
And then there are WandaVision, Wizards of Waverly Place, Hannah Montana, The Proud Family, featuring all their more famous Halloween episodes from over the years. So
I love Wizards.
Disney's
of
got a
Waverly.
lot of content that they can, roll out in time. Disney's doing such a good job of being able to kick off the holiday season and the Halloween season, and they can just ride that wave all the way to New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they get done with Halloween, they have to kind of take a brief pause for Thanksgiving, but then next thing you know, the 25 days of Christmas is going on, and because the 700 Club, of course, is my favorite. 25 days of Christmas. Listen, I'm still marvel at the 700 Club, at their ability to negotiate what was apparently the most one-sided contract in the history of mankind, is that they get that hour every day until Jesus comes back.
Seriously.
It's crazy. It must be in the writing. Until Jesus returns, we get 11 o'clock Eastern every night on Freeform. No matter what kind of channel you turn it into, we get this hour. I think it's true. Sharon Osbourne says she underwent ketamine therapy after leaving The Talk. Is that quote fingers around therapy? I mean, just because you take ketamine because you're sad, some people just call that a bender or improper use of drugs. Or is it really therapy? And I've never heard of ketamine therapy.
Yeah,
have
I
you?
No
It is
idea.
the show of knits and ketamine therapy. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to let
That's
it go.
the problem with The Talk. They didn't have near enough knits.
No.
They didn't have near enough knits. And you know who could do a good knit joke? Norm Macdonald. The comedy world is talking about the passing of Norm Macdonald, former SNL Weekend Update host. Passed at 61 yesterday, had cancer for the better part of a decade, but just decided that he didn't want the world to know about it. Even his family didn't know that he was battling cancer.
Wow.
And so Norm Macdonald goes on in at age 61. Lots of Deuce Bigelow, Dr. Dolittle. He was in Billy Madison, Man on the Moon. He made countless appearances on, Letterman and Conan O'Brien, and just a great comedian. But he infamously played Burt Reynolds on the Jeopardy skit on SNL. Turd Ferguson was the name of his character. It's unbelievable. Got to get to a break. We'll come back, finish it up for the morning here on In the Know.
Children and parents tend to think everybody ought to be just like them. Of course, when siblings feel that way, it's a recipe for conflict. The question is, how can parents teach their kids to respect each other's differences? Hi, I'm Jim Daly with Focus on the Family. 13-year-old Hannah loves order. Each night she selects an outfit for the next day and hangs it neatly to keep her room clean. She carefully plans her days and doesn't like surprises. Hannah's younger sister, Sarah, she's another story. She'll let laundry pile up, and a good day for her is darting from one activity to the next, embracing whatever opportunities come along. Not surprisingly, Hannah and Sarah's different views about life often lead to friction. If this sounds like your kids, you may be wondering how to get them to appreciate each other. One thing we do in our house is speak positively about one another, especially at the dinner table. And hopefully my wife and I begin by modeling this for our boys. Then we help them try it out by asking, what's something you like about your brother? Now sometimes the answer can be humorous. Usually this is all it takes to get the ball rolling. It's a great way to teach them to respect one another. Naturally, we want our children to accept each other. Parents can build a solid foundation for that by modeling positive behavior themselves and teaching their kids to do the same. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
It's your man Buffalo Steel from the world famous Nappy Roots, and I got a message for you. Never underestimate you. Never underestimate you.
The Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship provides free tuition for Kentuckians who want to earn a degree in a high-demand career field. Go to workreadyky.com to learn more, or give them a call at 833-711-WRKS.
Available at the Kentucky Community and Technical College System.
Never underestimate you.
Attention Medicaid members, get your first COVID vaccine shot September 6th through 30th and become eligible to win a 4-day, 3-night vacation to the most magical place ever in Orlando, Florida. 20 vacations will be given away and each includes airfare, accommodations, and park passes. To enter and for more details, visit KAHP.org. That's KAHP.org. This message is sponsored by the Kentucky Association of Health Plans. Visit KAHP.org and get the shot, Kentucky.
You may have been born to be wild, but you weren't born to be dead from a needless motorcycle crash. So when you're even just a little impaired, you do not get your motor running. You do not head out on the highway. What you do is get a ride from a sober friend, a taxi or rideshare service, or public transportation. Because you may be looking for adventure, but you're not looking for trouble. Please ride sober. Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
When I was a little girl, I had a rag doll, only doll I've ever owned. Now I love you just the way I love that rag doll, but only now my love has grown, and it gets grown.
MB's Point to Ponder for today. What saying or expression do you find yourself repeating too often? So, what's your crutch phrase? Like, what's something you say that you think you say too often, or it's a crutch? Maybe you don't even know that you do it.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, you do say that a lot.
Well, and that was my response to that. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear, what am I going to say?
The first thing that came to my mind is when I text, I LOL everything, even when I'm not LOLing.
The very first thing I said today is you smile. You smile so much. You're always, you have this smiling, laughing, right? Expressive nature about yourself that I would see that. But yeah, it does make you wonder, are you? So then if you're really laughing, do you have to do the LLOL? I'm literally.
No, that's when you do the crying emoji.
I'm literally laughing out loud.
The crying emoji.
The sideways was?
Yeah.
Wait, the sideways one?
Or just the one that's like I'm crying laughing.
Okay.
Which apparently makes me really old because you're not supposed to use that anymore, apparently.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. That memo had not found its way to me yet, but I
and you're the youngest one in the room.
You're supposed to use the skeleton now, apparently. That's what Gen Zers are telling me.
It's code.
Like,
okay.
Like I'm dead. I'm laughing so hard I'm dead.
Oh,
I died of laughter.
But what if you really encounter a skeleton?
What do you do? I don't know.
Right, that's
Gen
what
Z.
it's kind of like, how do you throw
Gen
away?
Z, please guide us.
How do you throw away a garbage can? I mean, how do you
But I do, like, I hate when I am typing, I'll start with LOL and then answer and then end with LOL, and right after I send it, I'm like, stop it. You're being a little too zealous, Natalie.
Yeah. I say right too much, right? If I say something, I'm waiting for you to acknowledge or affirm or something, and so I do that too much. Oh dear is probably right, but you also say right a lot.
I do.
So,
but I
I think
say
oh dear
goodness.
is more. Oh goodness.
Yeah. Oh dear. Goodness.
I think one that I say more than I realize is, well. You know, when something happens. Well. Okay then. You know, it just sometimes
mine
it just comes
would
out.
be brush your teeth. Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth.
But it's not fizzle.
It's not fizzle.
Okay, we don't have an
No.
overuse of the word.
No.
That's an inside joke that we just discovered during the break. You can look it up if you want to know for yourself. The season 3 finale of Press Your Luck is on ABC. Tonight, the season 5 finale of the $100,000 Pyramid is on ABC tonight. Season 16 finale of America's Got Talent on NBC. Season 18 finale of MasterChef on Fox. And the season 10 premiere on the History Channel of Counting Cars. Rock legend Alice Cooper left his prize Avanti in the Count's hands. Ooh, drama. Anything big happening in family and consumer sciences that we need to pass along while you're here?
What do I have going on? Laugh and Learn Laugh and Learn is going to be a grab and go. Again, registration is open. You can find that on GraysonEXT.org or on our Facebook page. The lead classes are going on. We had our first lead session yesterday. The next one will be in October. I think it's the Tuesday after spring break, whatever that
Or
day
fall
is.
break.
Or yes,
Whatever season you're in.
whatever you want to call it.
I mean, if you're doing it,
is.
if you're doing this in Australia, then clearly it is spring break because they're just rotating into the season. So
Yeah.
it's all about perspective.
Yes.
And where you are. Laugh and Learn, is that your program?
Yes.
See? Who better to lead a program like that than someone who LOLs too much?
Okay, there you go. There you go.
So is it too much? I say no.
Well,
I say it's the right amount if you've got to be responsible for the laughing and the learning.
The laughing and the learning. Got to do it.
Your LOL might be laugh or learn when you tag that on somebody. So don't just assume
Program
that
updates.
you're overusing.
I'm going to add some knits
Knit
and a
drop.
new name.
I was going to say.
Knit drop.
We probably should just go ahead and end on that note.
Today's highlight in history. This date in 2001, President Bush ordered U.S. troops to get ready for war and braced Americans for a long, difficult assault against terrorists. In 1776, British forces occupied the New York City during the American Revolution. Agatha Christie, born this date in 1890. Nike began selling its Air Jordan 1 sneaker this date in 1985, which has forced me to revise what I thought was historical about my life. Is I had a pair of Air Jordan 1s, and I thought that I wore them to the first day of school when I went to Grayson County High School. Now, we did used to start school later, but I don't think we started school September the 15th. So my timeline isn't exactly lining up, and I'm going to have to do a deeper dive to figure out if I have my facts mixed up.
What shoes you wore on the first day of high school?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't the Air Jordans.
Maybe it wasn't.
Maybe I wore the Air Jordans the day I got the Air Jordans or the day after.
Yeah.
But it apparently was not the first day of school.
There you go.
And
Dig out them pictures, Mama.
We showed that photo. Well, we have a photo we showed on my birthday, the end of July, or around my birthday, where I am. It's the coolest photo you've ever seen.
I'm sure it is.
It just says, cool, like little mini mullet and everything. Birthdays today. Tommy Lee Jones is 75.
I married this, right?
Oliver Stone is 75. Dan Marino is 60 today. Prince Harry. This says Britain's Prince Harry is 37. Didn't Britain give him away? Didn't they say you all can have him? So is he America's Prince Harry now, or is he, do we know?
I don't know.
Gen Z, paging Gen Z.
Gen Z, please let us know
Can we
what's
get
going on.
Can we get a knit ruling on this? What's this? Skeleton? Okay, got it. All right. James Fenimore Cooper was born this date in 1789. What famous literary work did James Fenimore Cooper author, Miss Buckles?
I feel like I should know this, but I'm still laughing over knits.
The Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
William Howard Taft, born in 1857. Roy Acuff in 1903. Fay Ray in 1907. Nipsey Russell, 1918. And Merlin Olsen, 1940. Merlin Olsen was on, in addition to being an NFL player, he was on Little House on the Prairie, which neither of you all are old enough to remember.
Well, I'm old enough to remember.
Heard of it,
but
You just
I
didn't
did
watch
not
it.
watch it.
Okay.
No.
1958, Bobby Day was number one. I know you thought this was a Michael Jackson song, but Bobby Day did it first, and it's on the American Graffiti soundtrack. Okay. Let's go to 1967. Diana Ross and the Supremes. Makes me think of China Beach. Television show.
My dad loved that show.
Let's go to 1976. England Dan and John Fort Coley.
I'm not talking about moving in, and I don't want to change your life. But there's a warm wind blowing
Miss Tall, have you ever heard this song before?
Ever. Maybe.
Never.
Sounds familiar. No. I don't know. Get up in them 80s and 90s.
One of the most famous guitar riffs of all time. 1985's Dire Straits, Money for Nothing. Song makes me smile. Because I think this song means I get to go home. Because this was always my sign-off song when I worked here in high school.
Them yo-yos, that's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV.
I like it.
That is a great song. Kind of paved the way to the video era, too. I mean, it really ushered in MTV to us kids from Caneyville who rarely got to see videos.
Not enough knits.
We had to stay up till 11. That's right. Not enough knit power to get them down to Caneyville. We had to stay up till 11:30 or 12 o'clock on Friday nights just to catch a video on TV. All right. Boyz II Men, number one in 1909 to the 4.
So, what grade were you in?
In 94?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Oh my
Elementary
goodness.
school.
You make me sad.
Well, you can backtrack it. What year did you graduate from high school? You can count it backward.
I don't do that.
Crazy in Love, Beyonce, number one in 03.
I was a sophomore.
Let's go to Flo Rida. And there's the photo, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But you are the coolest person ever.
Uh-huh. And didn't my parents have great decorating taste?
Yeah, they
This
did.
was their bedroom. Look how good that is.
Fantastic.
Air Jordan 1s right there. Sony Walkman right there.
I wish I had my 7th grade picture to show you
It's
guys.
the epitome of cool right there.
Well, and that's so his style, just like.
I know,
kick
you're
back,
just
right.
chill.
Lay back. You know what? I had my mind on my money and my money on my mind right there. Whistle, Flo Rida was number one in 2012. Natalie, thanks for coming in. It's always a joy.
Thanks for having me.
Look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Yep.
And let's go to MB's Prolo Wisdom for today. MB's Prolo Wisdom says, be strong enough to stand alone, be yourself enough to stand apart, but be wise enough to stand together when the time comes. MB's Prolo Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Natalie Tall, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.